Hello everybody, this is Alex from soyachinchai.com, and this is a new series where we talk about what matters in the telco sector. You probably heard about Mobile Number Portability, or better known as MNP. But do you know there's also Fixed Number Portability, FNP, that's yet to be implemented in Malaysia? That's what we're going to talk about in this episode. Before we begin, I just want to remind everyone to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and also hit the notification bell icon so that you'll be informed of our future videos. This is a bi-weekly series, so please share your comments, suggestions, and also questions in the comment section down below. Similar to MNP, FNP is a process which allows customers to keep their fixed phone line numbers when they change provider. The first country to do so was Hong Kong back in 1995 when they implemented FNP in an attempt to liberalize the fixed telephony market. Eventually, most countries around the world have also implemented FNP, and in most occasions, it's done alongside MNP. In Malaysia, MNP was implemented in 2008 and it allows mobile users to change between networks while retaining the same mobile number. For example, if you got a 012 number from Maxis, you can port it to Celcom, Digi or U-Mobile. Or if you get a 018 number from U-Mobile, you can move it to Maxis. This breaks all traditions as consumers have better control and freedom over their phone number if they're not happy with their mobile providers. If you're not happy with the service, just port to another telco. Going back to FNP, if this is implemented, this means you can bring along your 03, 04, 05, 06, 082, 084, 088 numbers when you change fixed line providers such as from TM to Maxis, Celcom, Digi and the rest. The Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission MCMC had conducted a public inquiry into FNP last year. Most operators are supportive, including Celcom, Digi, Maxis, U-Mobile, Redtone, Time and YTL Communications. Some of the key benefits mentioned are giving better consumer choice and also to increase competition in the fixed telephony segment. For residential users, some families may have some sentimental value for their fixed home number. Most of them would probably memorize the numbers and are not willing to give it up if they were to change providers. As a result, some may actually incur extra charges just to keep the phone number while subscribing to other broadband services. For enterprises, a phone number can be a lifeline and this can have a huge impact to the business. They may lose calling customers and this will affect their revenue. Although there are other providers offering cheaper and better fixed line services, the phone number can be the sole reason why they're not willing to make the switch. FNP also opens up new opportunities for SMEs to take up IP-based solutions for their fixed line number. So instead of having a dumb phone that's attached to the wall, they can move their fixed line number to the cloud. And there are services like Omni Hotline which offers a virtual call center feature. So if a call comes in, they can direct to a different person or department depending on the situation. But there's only one party that opposes FNP, and that's Telekom Malaysia, which isn't too surprising. Based on data from the numbering management system, as of 31st May 2021, there are a total of 36.6 million geographical numbers in total which are assigned to all operators in Malaysia. Telekom Malaysia has the largest number of assigned numbers at 29.6 million, which is 80% of the grand total. This is followed by Time with 2.9 million numbers and Maxis at 2.5 million numbers. In a public inquiry, Telekom Malaysia has listed out 5 reasons why FNP should not be implemented. The first reason was the current imbalance of market share, as it puts TM in an unfair advantage. It wanted the MCMC to encourage other providers to invest in fixed network to increase coverage rather than eroding the value of service providers that took the risk to invest in the early days. With a market share of more than 90%, TM knows that it's more likely that customers will be porting out from TM rather than new customers porting into the network from other telcos. The second reason is that TM thinks the fixed line business has been stagnant as there are 6.4 million subscribers versus 43 million mobile subscriptions. It doesn't believe that FNP will guarantee price reduction and increase fixed broadband penetration as they're expecting porting within the existing customer base. Thirdly, TM feels that FNP is an unnecessary diversion of focus and investment, and resources should be better focused on improving fixed coverage and providing better broadband services. In short, they think FNP is just a waste of resource and the regulatory focus should be on mobile and broadband services. The fourth reason is that TM thinks fixed numbers are not a barrier of competition, because businesses can easily switch providers and inform their customers of their new numbers. If there's a change, TM claims that businesses can easily make the change of phone number on their digital platforms. They also emphasize that fixed numbers are the least popular method in personal and business communications. Lastly, TM says FNP is uneconomical to implement given the expected complexities and costs as compared to the insignificant benefits that will be gained from FNP. Of course, it's no secret that fixed lines are a huge business for Telekom Malaysia. According to the annual report, they have generated a revenue of over 10 billion ringgit in 2020. Almost half are from Unify, which includes 2.7 million home users, close to 400,000 SMEs, and more than 700,000 Unify mobile subscriptions. According to Geneva, an ICT regulatory policy consultancy, FNP typically generates stronger demand from the corporate sector. Citing an example in Brazil, FNP porting rates were 4.4% and mostly driven by enterprise versus 3.6% for MMP. Geneva also highlighted last year that around 4.4% of Malaysian mobile users have attempted to port over in the past 12 months, but more than 50% of them were rejected. They also believe that if FNP is to be successful in Malaysia, the process must be efficient and consumer-friendly with minimal scope for unfair rejection. Based on an announcement made last year, the MCMC aims to implement FNP by the end of 2022. An industry working group has to be formed to finalize the process, costing and implementation of FNP. For a start, they are looking at implementing FNP within the same area code. So if you have a 03 number, you can only port it within the 03 zone. Similarly, if you have a 06 number, you should be able to move it around Melaka, Negeri Sembilan and Johor. Will FNP take place in Malaysia this year? Well, we have to wait and see. That's all for this episode. So, are you still using a fixed line for making phone calls? Are you supportive of FNP and why? Let us know in the comments down below. This is Alex from soyachinchat.com. Thank you so much for watching and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!